It's the largest warship in the world. On the high seas, it stands unrivaled. And for its very first deployment, the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. headed from North America to Europe, making the transatlantic journey to train alongside NATO allies. The Gerald R. is the first ship in a new class of U.S. Navy aircraft carriers. It's a nuclear-powered, technologically advanced floating airfield with enough firepower to deter potential adversaries on site. After years of sea trials and shock tests, the Ford was finally ready to deploy alongside NATO allies in October 2022. The journey across the Atlantic begins in Halifax, Canada. From there, the Ford and its multinational carrier strike group will retrace the...
They endured a relentless enemy, but they enabled that war effort and enabled victory throughout that longest battle of World War II. And today we continue that tradition.
From there, the aircraft carrier evolved, growing in size and strength. Nuclear power plants gave them global range, while the advent of steam-powered catapults let them launch heavier fighters. Aircraft carriers were soon a common sight in Allied navies, including France and the United Kingdom, with a strike group of warships accompanying them. These ships carry powerful weapons of their own, but their main mission is to defend the carrier against attack. Protected by this ring of steel, the carrier can sail almost anywhere.
Power projection. We operate self-sustained, independent, and can go anywhere globally to wherever we need to go at the drop of a hat.
According to the U.S. Navy, the most technologically advanced carrier to ever set sail. But what makes it different from what came before?
Dominant ones are the electromagnetic aircraft launch system and the advanced arresting gear.
Most aircraft carriers launch jets off their flight decks with catapults powered by steam, but you won't see any hot air coming off the Ford's flight deck. This ship uses an electromagnetic launch system to get its jets airborne. When it comes to these,
We anticipate using more unmanned vehicles in the coming years that we're shooting right now, and we anticipate less stress on those aircraft, less lifetime cost on the aircraft.
but when it comes down to it, the most important thing on an aircraft carrier is the aircraft. Embarked on the Ford is Carrier Air Wing 8, which includes approximately 60 aircraft. From strike fighters to surveillance aircraft and helicopters, each airframe has a role.
You can almost think of it as
Somebody who was humble, credible, and approachable.
The naval aviators of Strike Fighter Squadron 37, the Raging Bulls, trained to fly everything from bombing raids to combat air patrols to acting as flying gas stations for other fighters. What does an ordinary day look like in this less... The defining trait of a naval aviator is the ability to land on a small, floating runway in the middle of a very large and very unforgiving sea. To accomplish this feat, the Hornets use a tailhook to snag a thick steel cable, bringing 20 tons of metal to a dead stop in a matter of seconds.
Landing on an...
It's been several days since the Ford set off from Halifax. Sailors have settled into the groove of daily operations. With more than 4,000 sailors aboard, the Ford isn't just a ship. It's an office, a dinner table, a gym, a home. A ship this big can burn through supplies at an alarming rate. To top off its stocks, the Ford must conduct replenishments at sea, a complicated operation where pulleys and helicopters ferry across everything from jet fuel to air-to-air missiles to mail from home. The journey, referred to by sailors as an underway, can be long, and routine can lead to tedium. But the mission is more than worth the effort. The Ford has crossed the Atlantic to arrive off the shores of Portugal. Sailing alongside it are ships from 6 NATO allies. Their job is to keep the carrier safe and to provide extra firepower in the simulated battles that will test the carrier strike group's combat readiness. It's been a long trip, but now it's time to hit the throttles and see what the world's largest warship can do. Day and night, the flight deck is busy as jets launch on training missions that simulate air interceptions, surface strikes, and anti-submarine warfare. For these aviators, the journey is over. But for the USS Gerald R. it's just beginning. Just months after this deployment, the Ford returned to European waters for a full tour of duty, coming under direct NATO command for the first time. With unmatched range and power, the Ford now leads Allied navies in the crucial task of deterring aggression, and, if necessary, defending NATO against external threats.